back to the Crumble Guy podcast. I'm your host, Gordon, of course. So, if you look to my right, I have a very special guest today, and I'm going to give you 3 facts about this person before they introduce themselves. Number 1, they're an avid mountain traveler. They have a secret spot that I still don't know where it is, and they're probably not going to tell me. That's okay. It's fine. I'm not hurt. That's all good. Probably the biggest Tennessee Vols fan that I know, and is also a very avid cookie connoisseur like myself. Please welcome Ellie Carlson. Woo!
Yeah. Hi, thanks so much for having me.
Of course.
Like Ed said, I am an avid cookie lover, a ginormous Tennessee volunteer. I actually go to UTCVM, College of Vet Med right now, studying to become a veterinarian. So cookies keep the morale high.
So how's your day going? How's everything with you? Because I know I don't want to get too deep into the cookies. Let's talk about you. How is everything going?
Everything's going good. I had some work today. I work at an animal hospital, and we had this golden doodle came in that smiles. Like you would think she's kind of baring her teeth and growling at you because her lip curls, but she just goes whenever you walk in the room, which is so cute and funny.
Oh man,
that's really all I remember because it's a whirlwind otherwise. But had that cute dog that smiled at me, made my day. Absolutely. Went to the chiropractor, got my back popped. Always a good day when that happens.
It's popping today.
It's popping.
Yeah.
Did you know they can adjust your sinuses?
What does that be? What would that be connected to as far as like where they would go?
No, like on your face. Like
they
it
go on
looks
your
like
face.
It's this little tool. It looks like a miniature massage gun. I kid you not. And they just go like over your eyebrows and then under your eye, like different pressure points, I guess. And it totally like opens up your sinuses, which is great because allergies, spring, all the crazy weather, at least down here in the South. I'm in Tennessee. So it's been real stupid lately, fluctuating between about 30 and 80 degrees. Not to be that boring person talking about the weather, but I'm sick of it.
You know, I think the older we get, the less boring weather is and how informative it is. You know, I didn't know that when the weather says like 80% chance, it's not the chance, it's the people who would see it.
Right?
I didn't know that. Oh
I learned that recently too. I think I learned it off of TikTok.
I was about to say TikTok was... TikTok is the reason why I learned a lot of my little fun facts. Tiana gives me a lot of fun facts as well, or she'll send me like a video. And I'm like, oh my God, I didn't know that. That's insane. It's crazy how much you can learn.
But yeah, 80% chance of rain. It doesn't mean that's the likelihood of showers. It means 80%, I guess, in that viewer area can expect rain.
That's crazy. Just in case you didn't know. We always have a fun fact ready for you on the pod, so just be prepared. I'm prepared. Oh yeah. We did a BuzzFeed quiz, you and I, before we started recording. And the question of the day, which I will be doing consistently, is which crumble cookie are you? Do you want to go first, or do you want me to tell you mine first? Because I think mine was pretty cool.
I'll go first because mine's less exciting than yours probably is. You sent me the quiz and I filled it out honestly, no cheating, gave honest answers, and I'll read my description because which crumble cookie am I? Milk chocolate chip, which is mid.
Oh man.
Mid.
I'm sorry.
But the description was cute. It says, you're a fan favorite who never fails to please, a perfect mix of original, classic, and effortless. You draw people in with your warm persona and leave them wanting more. It makes sense. You get along with everyone. What's not to love? Which I feel like is fairly accurate because I'm so extroverted. Like milk chocolate chips, generally not that polarizing. Pretty much everybody tends to like it. So I'll take it. It's not but it's reliable.
It is a very reliable cookie. I wish they were on the list this week, but that's okay. So I got s'mores brownie, actually.
Ooh.
Never had this one before, so I'll read the description. Yeah, I think so. So the description is, you never say no. Adventure is your middle name, and you can't get enough of it. You feel the most alive when you're outdoors. Your warmth and hearty personality make you a trustworthy friend. So I
You do have a hearty personality.
Thank you. I don't know about the outdoors part. Maybe that's more coinciding with being in nature versus travel. But anything that says adventure and travel, I'm all for it. So yeah, that's about it for the question of the week. I'm gonna have a different question every week, so I hope every guest that I have is prepared. So today we got our cookies of the week. It is Monday at the date of this recording. It is officially 7:18 p.m. We'll go into our first segment of this episode, which is the cookies of the week. Ellie and I are going to give our most anticipated to our not looking forward to. So Ellie, what was your most anticipated cookie for this week?
Most anticipated has got to be the lemon poppy seed. I'm a big fan of lemon. When it's right, it's so good, but it can also go wrong. So that's why I'm the most excited, or I guess anticipate that one the most.
Okay. Yeah. For me, I'm the most excited about the raspberry cheesecake.
Mm.
I love the jam that they use with it anyway. And it just, anything a cheesecake cookie crumble has made has been really good. So I'm expecting that this is going to be just the same. What's number 2 on your list?
Number 2, I said salted caramel toffee, which I'm hoping it's not too chewy, but I love anything with caramel. I'm that
Yeah.
basic. I'm that basic white girl. I love all the caramel.
No,
So.
I get it. I definitely understand it. Like caramel is a nice, salty but sweet taste. So putting that in a cookie as well as with the other chocolate chips and whatever other ingredients they have is a pretty good deal. I'm gonna have to agree with you. The sea salt toffee was my second because I am excited to see what that combination does taste like from crumble based on their texture, based on the weight and size of their cookies. I'm gonna be pretty excited to taste it. What's number 3 for you?
3, I said raspberry cheesecake, which it was hard to put that at the third spot. Seems like a bit of a slam, but
Yeah.
kind of like you already said, like the jam with that. Sometimes they serve it chilled. I don't know which way it's supposed to be, but even just looking at the icing right now, it looks like so thick. Anything cheesecake, it's got to be nice and moist. So
Yeah.
excited.
And their chilled cookies are always a hit or miss. So I can understand why you have it at 3 because, it can go either way. For my third one, I have the lemon poppy seed. I'm excited for what they're going to do with it. It seems like a different variation as opposed to common lemon poppy seed cookies. So I am definitely excited. So we're getting to the bottom now. What's the second not looking forward to cookie that you have?
I said the monster one just because it's a little generic, kind of like your good old candy bar cookie. I think they got some M&Ms in there and other candy. Something we've seen before. Not that exciting, but should still be good.
Yeah, I got it the same. Monster sounded like it was just a lot of ingredients just put into one. And I don't know if those ingredients will work together, but we'll see. What's the one that you're not looking forward to the most though?
I'm not that excited about the Texas sheet cake, which I know you can't have it due to the allergies, because we want to keep Tiana alive and well. So I'm gonna try the Texas sheet cake, which it looks nice and chocolatey, but I just hate pecans in and of themselves don't really like, but just nuts and things unnecessarily. It's a no from me. It's a no.
Oh my gosh. Let's talk about it because this is the one I wasn't looking forward to anyway. Whether Tiana had an allergy or not. My gosh. Like my mother, oh man. I love my mother dearly, but she put nuts in almost everything dessert wise that didn't actually need it. And I never understood why. I think she said something about it gave it a little more flavor. And I was like, no, it's already good. You don't need to add anything to that one. This is a perfect recipe. Let's keep it.
It just ruins it. So what I thought about the Texas sheet cake is when you're eating like a nice gooey chocolate brownie and then boom, there's like nuts randomly.
Oh my
God. It just ruins it.
I don't even want to eat it anymore. If it has like a nut in it, like I bit into a brownie once and then I tasted a little crunch and I'm not like against having nuts and things, but just not in things that aren't necessarily in need of it. In a
Yeah.
brownie, I don't know why you need nuts in a brownie. I know that's not a popular opinion, and that's fine. I just don't understand why you need
Yeah.
them.
And it's worse when you don't know. Like, you might think, oh, it's just a brownie. And then you're like, dang it, there's nuts in it. Like, it just ruins it for me. At least in this, like, I know going into it, oh, it has nuts. So, like, my expectations are very low.
Yeah, that's fair.
But there's nothing
It's
worse
like,
than getting blindsided.
yeah, like so when I looked at the description for Texas sheet cake, or you know how on the app it shows like a not ASMR, but it shows a very vivid like imagery of the cookies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like the Texas one, it looked so good, and then I saw the nuts at the end of it. I was like, ugh. And then they're, oh
Yeah.
gosh,
It kind
they're
of looks thicker than the
pecans.
rest of them.
Yeah, that's a very thick looking cookie, as
Yeah.
well as all the pecans they put on top is insane. I'm like, you don't. I've never even had a Texas sheet cake to begin with. I didn't even know that was a thing until now.
hmm
Whew.
It kind of makes me think of like Coca-Cola cake. Have you ever had that at like a Cracker Barrel or something?
I haven't, but I have seen a lot of people like talk about it.
Yeah. That's what it kind of made me think of. I guess because it's Texas, it's like special. Um
Of course.
and bigger is better. So I guess, yeah, it just, in comparison, looking at all of my cookies in the box right now, my mouth is watering. But the Texas one is definitely the bulkiest,
Yeah.
which kind of scares me because I don't know how many nuts are lurking in there. Um,
No, yeah, you got to be careful because they can put them inside the cookie too. You think they're only on the outside, and then all of a sudden, boom,
yeah,
here's a
it,
nasty pecan.
it honestly is shaped more like a lava cake,
Yeah.
almost.
Yeah,
So
you think people put pecans in lava cakes too?
no, lava cakes are all about like the fudge on the inside.
I would think so
You
too,
know?
but there's somebody out there, I don't know who they are, but there's somebody out there that topped that lava cake with some peanuts or with some crushed walnuts or something and said that is the secret ingredient. And for that person,
Jail.
thank you. Thank you. Oh my gosh, this is such an unpopular opinion, and every time we're both from the South, okay? I
Yeah.
live up north, but I'm definitely from the South. There was not an exit that you couldn't find a pecan sign in Georgia, especially going up to Tennessee. Like, oh my gosh, every time I drove up there, it was
Yeah.
like, oh, fresh pecans off exit so and so. Fresh
Pawns
pecans.
and
I'm like,
peaches everywhere.
yeah, pecans and peaches. It's like 4 or 5 straight exits when you get near like Emerson and the Cumming, Georgia area, stuff like that. Dahlonega. Like, oh my gosh. It's like their living is being made off of pecans. So, I mean, shouts out to them, but no thank you. Absolutely not. Ugh. I think, you know what? It's enough talking about it. Let's get into some tasting. What do you think?
Oh yeah. What we starting with?
We are going to go straight down the line. So I will give a brief description of the cookie based on Crumble's description itself. We're going to start with the sea salt toffee cookie. So this cookie is a delicious infusion of toffee and milk chocolate chips, topped with just a dash of sea salt.
Just a drizzle.
Just a drizzle, just a drizzle.
Just a pinch, just a smidgen.
I don't even know what a dash is as far as quantity. What are you thinking, like measurement wise? A dash is like this
I think
much.
a pinch is the smallest, and then I would
Mhm.
think a dash, and then a smidgen is bigger. I feel like a smidgen you could actually have like a spoon,
Yeah.
but yeah, a pinch is a pinch, and then a dash, I just picture like the salt guy like throwing like a little extra instead of
Oh
just a
my
singular
gosh.
pinch, just like a full sprinkle, you know? Like
Yeah.
that's what I picture when I picture a dash. It's like, oh
Have you heard about what's going on with him lately?
no, is there
Yeah.
controversy? Give me the tea.
Yeah. All right.
Cookies
So
and tea. Here we go.
here's the tea. So I got a cup for you. So basically, he kind of has this arrogance about himself. So he went on. You remember the World Cup a couple months back?
Yeah.
He would literally go on the field and try to like hug the players or get them to take a picture with him. But he was so aggressive about it. It seemed very like tone deaf. Like these
Yeah,
people are
that's
probably
weird.
exhausted from playing a full game because most
It
of
was
them don't
after
come
they
out.
played.
Yeah. Yeah, he went up to stars like Messi and tried to like force Messi to take a picture with him. It was cloudy
That,
and he still had shades on.
that just seems disrespectful and
Hmm.
also acting way more important than you actually are. Like,
Yeah,
you produced a
yeah,
singular meme. Congratulations. That's as
yeah.
famous as you will ever get. That's as much traction as you will ever receive. Sit down. Be humble.
You put salt on steak. Now, I would imagine the steak and whatever meat that he does produce in his restaurant is very good because a lot of people come to the restaurant for that specifically. But that doesn't mean outside of that restaurant, now you're a celebrity going onto the field and trying to get people to take pictures with you forcefully.
Yeah. And I just feel like after the game, they don't want anything to do with you. Like, it's
Yeah.
different. You know, like before a concert, you can be a VIP and go behind the scenes and like they'll do a meet
Hmm.
and greet like prior to an event. That is the adequate time because they give you time to like meet them, take pictures, talk, whatever.
Yeah.
And then they got to get their mind in the game. And once the game is over, they just want to chill. They just want to chill before all the stupid post game interviews. Well, they're not stupid, but you got to like
They're
give
pretty
them a
important.
moment to
Yeah.
decompress. Give
Yeah.
them a moment to decompress in that high pressure environment. Don't just throw yourself into. I don't know. I don't like it. Not a good look. Not a good look for
No.
Salt Guy. I didn't know that, but that definitely hurts me to hear that he's
Hmm.
going.
Do you have your cookie ready?
I do. I cut off just a little bit so I wouldn't have to eat like the whole thing. So it's right
Yeah.
here. Ready?
A little toast.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Hmm.
Hmm.
It's solid.
Mm-hmm. Hmm.
That's really good.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
I
That's
actually
not
really
bad.
like that.
That's not bad.
Going for another bite.
Go ahead. Get another bite. I think I'm gonna get another one as well. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Once you
Mm-hmm.
get the chocolate chips in there with that, really
Mm-hmm.
good.
Because it's already pretty good, but it gets even better when you add the chocolate chips, right?
Yeah, and it's not too salty. It's not
Mm-hmm.
too chewy. It's a good balance. I like it.
Okay. So first impressions. Let's start with appearance. How is
Um,
it looking?
it looks very homemade from scratch. Like it's a very bumpy cookie.
Mm-hmm.
Show the viewers. You got all that texture. There's kind of like a little crevice in it. It looks like the moon. You got like the
Yeah.
craters, all the things. And you can see the caramel and the chocolate chips poking out of it. So like it looks good. It's not like the sleekest cookie, but there's no icing on top. And I kind of like that. I think if they had done icing, it would have been too much.
Mm-hmm.
Nice golden brown, good bake, as you would say, for the
Yeah.
Great British Baking Show. No soggy bottoms here.
No
Um,
soggy bottoms here.
no soggy bottoms here. What do you think?
So I can agree with you a lot. First impressions, it looked like the original chocolate chip, and then you start looking around the edges. There's a lot of caramelized caramel towards the bottom. At least for the bottom of my cookie, there's a lot of caramel pieces around here. Caramel, whatever you want to call it. It's really good. It's really good as far as like, appearance. Smells fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
And the name of the cookie really does do it quite a bit of justice. It wasn't too much salt.
Yeah,
So speaking of that, let's get into the taste of it. So let's knock a couple questions out. How do we feel about the texture?
I think the texture's good. Like I said, I was worried it was going to be a little dry or maybe like too dense because it has a lot going on with the caramel, the toffee, the chocolate. Like there's a lot packed inside of it.
Yeah,
But I enjoy it. I thought the texture was spot on. It wasn't too crumbly. It held together well. Yeah.
yeah, I can agree. My first bite, it was a very soft, wasn't too many. I didn't bite into many caramel pieces or chocolate chips for the first bite. It was
Yeah.
very soft. Like I said, the sea salt wasn't overpowering. It was a great amount of salt, great texture. I think it was really good. Um,
Yeah.
as far as the toppings are concerned, the toppings would be what? The sea salt, chocolate chips, and the caramel. It was Pretty flavorful. Nothing overpowering. For me, everything mixed well together. Um, this cookie was really good. What do you think about the toppings?
Yeah, it was very balanced, I would say, kind of
Hmm.
going off of what you said. Like everything fits together well. You're not getting overpowered by one element of it. They all work in harmony.
Hmm.
Um, and yeah, it doesn't have too much bite to it. That's kind of what I was worried is that it might have been like too salty, or if it had too much, be like really gooey and a little bit tough. But it
Yeah.
doesn't. It honestly exceeded my expectations.
Yeah. This was my second most
Yeah, we both had it
anticipated,
at number two.
and I'm starting to rethink that list because this was really good. Um, so do we have any comparisons to make this cookie? Like, what is it similar to? Because I have at least like maybe one in that
Well,
regard.
like you said, in appearance, it looks a lot like just the classic milk chocolate chip.
Hmm.
Um, Taste wise, I don't know what I would compare it to. Do you say you had one?
Yeah, it definitely for me is like honestly just a chocolate chip cookie with sea salt on it and caramel. But it does remind me a lot of the milk chocolate chip. So that is probably the best comparison I can give it for people who are watching at home. Is definitely giving me especially in appearance, the classic milk chocolate chip, but a little
Yeah.
flavor, a little
It's like
spice.
elevated.
Yeah, a little spice. We're going higher, and it wasn't a bad cookie at all. Um, so now we're gonna go into the ratings portion. Now, we're gonna give it a 1 through 10. Now, one
Mm.
is trash, and 10 is I could eat the whole box. So, what do you think?
I'm gonna give it like an 8 because I feel like it's pretty rich. I don't think I could eat a whole box or even that whole cookie in one setting, but I did like it a lot. So I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10.
Okay, okay, I understand that one. Yeah, I'm gonna go with a good 7. I think that the flavors blended pretty well. It was a very balanced cookie, but at the same time, it could have been a little bit more. Um, and personally, I'm not the biggest caramel fan, but it does taste good. It is a good cookie. And it's not something that I'm just like, I wouldn't go after that one. So definitely a good cookie. 7 out of 10 for me, 8 out of 10 for you. Tiana gave it a 7 as well.
Oh,
So we are going to go to our next cookie, which is the lemon poppy seed. Now, this cookie is a zesty lemon
mhm.
cookie packed with yummy poppy seeds, then stuffed. But here's the twist: then stuffed with the lemony filled and I'm sorry, with a lemony filling and smothered in a lemon almond glaze. How about
Yeah.
that?
I'm gonna cut into this one a little bit to try to see the filling because I didn't know that it had a filling.
So we cut this one a little bit here. Let me cut a little piece myself. So when we think of the name and description of it, I think
I think
it's
bread.
enticing. You think bread? I'm thinking
Yeah,
you
I
know
think
those
like a loaf, like a
yeah.
lemon poppy seed loaf.
Yeah, I was about to say there's not too many Krogers up here, but when I think lemon poppy seed, I think of the lemon poppy seed muffins that you can see when you
Oh
walk in
yeah,
Kroger in the bakery aisle.
yeah,
Yeah, it's giving that, but then the lemon filling is the separator for me because
yeah,
it looks like a lemon bar a little bit texture, like how the texture looks.
yeah. I will
All
say,
right.
cutting into mine, I don't think my lemon filling is very even. It's kind of skewed to one side, but I'll hold
Yeah.
my critique.
Yeah, we'll hold it until it's time to taste. You ready to taste it?
I'm ready if you are. Are we
All right.
cheersing again?
You want to keep cheersing? I mean, that's perfectly fine with me, but I don't know if it'll get old after the second cookie.
Nah.
Nah, let's do it. Cheers.
All right. Mm,
Mm.
all right.
Mm-mm. What? Crumble
You
done
don't
did
like it?
something with this one. This is fantastic.
Okay, I was like,
Hold on. Hold on.
Eating it behind.
I need 2 more bites. Hold on.
it's really light.
This was my last place This cookie is everything.
Oh my gosh.
I don't think I like lemon poppy, but I couldn't help it.
Oh my gosh.
It's
Nope.
just the right amount
I'm
of
finishing the whole thing. Nope.
Yeah. I feel right on the money for this one. This is my anticipated number one, and I'm proud of my selection.
Oh yeah.
It's perfection. It's
Oh, yeah.
buttery.
This was
The
my
glaze.
Oh my gosh. Oh my
That
gosh.
is really freaking good.
All right, so we're back on the taste. We're back on the texture. Let's get into the
We just got
texture.
transported somewhere else.
Yeah, it was good. It was really good. Wow. Let's get into the texture. This was amazing.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. The texture was
shortbread.
perfect. Like the filling wasn't like wet. It was a nice solid consistency. When you bite into it, you get immediately filling.
It's not sour.
It's not sour at all. Yeah, it's a very even keel lemon glaze. And the filling is just fantastic. What do you think?
I think, like you said, it's just enough. It's not over lemony. Like, it's just the perfect amount. I think if it had been too much filling or too much lemon flavor in the glaze, it would be over the top. But this is just the perfect amount. Like, it's so delicious.
Get myself another piece.
I know. I'm taking another bite.
Oh man, I'm taking another bite of this one.
Like, the filling really caught me off guard because I didn't know when I went to pick them up that it had a filling, and I'm so pleasantly surprised by it. It's not runny either. It's not like a donut that has like the jelly.
Right.
It's very good.
Yes, all jokes aside, texture was fantastic. The toppings were just perfect together. We set this a balance with the sea salt toffee flavor, but this one's balance, top tier. Top tier.
And I like that the poppy seeds are really only in top on the glaze. I don't think they carry them all the way through, or if they do, they're not gritty, like sesame seeds on a bun. They're not like gritty. It's not too much seeds. It's very well mixed, I guess.
Yeah, they're doing something really good this week. I was a little disappointed last week, but they bounced back.
They've redeemed themselves now.
They have redeemed themselves so far. So far. I'm gonna put all my eggs in one basket, but so far they have redeemed themselves. For similarities, for me, like I said, it's the Kroger. It reminds me of the Kroger muffin, but it tastes like a lemon bar to me. One of those homemade nice lemon bars, but then you add the poppy seeds. It's my mom. It tastes like one of my mom's lemon bars for sure. What do you think?
Yeah, I'd agree. Lemon bars, I think, can be extra lemony. I think the muffin is a good comparison. Because the glaze, like, honestly, I can't get over like the filling plus the glaze. Like, the cookie itself is excellent, but then you throw that all in the mix, triple threat.
Oh yeah. So it sounds like the rating part is going to be easy. What are you giving it out of 1 to 10?
I don't know if I want to save a 10 for later. Honestly, this really did blow my mind. Like, I've had a lot of crumble cookies, and this is top tier. So I'll go ahead and give it a 10.
Oh, absolutely. I couldn't agree with you more. 10 out of 10. I'm still eating it. It is.
We both just keep munching this entire
so
time.
Good. This is the whole episode. It's just, we should have started with this one. This is great.
Recommendation: flip it upside down so the glaze hits your tongue first. I just did that. This is so good. I'm like mad about how good it is.
Yes, I'm very upset.
Because I want to say we're only going to go up from here, but I feel like some of our lower ranked ones are happening.
I don't know if it's I don't know if we can go up from here, but I will try it. So this cookie's gonna have a lot to live up to. This is Crumble's Monster Cookie. And the description is all the flavor you can ask for. Peanut butter, chocolate candies, semi-sweet chocolate chips, brown sugar, and oatmeal all rolled into one. So
it's got a lot going
I'm excited.
on.
I'm excited. It does have a lot going on. It's sort of one of those like we're just gonna put all of the ingredients together and turn it into something special.
That's what a monster cookie is.
But that's what a monster cookie is. So the name fits exactly what the description is supposed to be.
Yeah. I would say first impressions, it has the same texture almost as the salted caramel, maybe not as bumpy, but I can see like the M&Ms poking through,
Mm-hmm.
maybe some of like the peanut butter. It's got a good like crackle to it where it's kind of like
Yeah.
breaking through. I don't know. There's a lot going on. It's like an everything but the kitchen sink cookie. So we'll
Oh
see
yeah.
if anything outshines. I'm curious about how the elements are gonna be, like if one thing's gonna overpower or if it's gonna be a good medley.
Yeah. I can attest to that. Yeah, it's a lot going on. Everything you can see as far as the M&M. It's a very soft cookie on the bottom, and it seemed to give me a little bounce back when I tried to cut into it a little bit. So the
Mhm.
top is a little bit more rigid. I'm sure that's where a lot of the ingredients sort of like culminate. So I'm excited to try it. But like you said, sometimes too much of a good thing turns into a bad thing. So I love to see if those like don't take over each other as far as flavor is concerned.
Yeah, if they're gonna be like competing for attention. We shall
Yeah,
see.
and nobody
Okay.
wants to do that. You ready?
I'm ready. Huzzah.
Huzzah.
Oh.
Hmm.
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 I'm getting a lot of peanut butter.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. A
A
lot
lot
of
of peanut
peanut
butter.
butter. Oh yeah. So far the peanut butter decided to take our attention, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
And this is the most chewy of the three that we've had. I feel like I have to work on this one a little more. It has a little bit of a
Mm-hmm.
bite to it, but it's really chewy.
Teeth are doing a little more work,
Mm-hmm.
but so far I'm not upset. It's not a bad cookie at all, actually.
Yeah.
Take another bite.
Yeah.
Hmm. Mm-hmm. Hmm.
Okay, my second bite was a little better. First bite was straight peanut.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Um, this one isn't bad.
It's kind of like you said, the top of it is very crunchy,
Mm-hmm.
but the middle part of it is more dense.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
it's giving, you might disagree with this, but to me, it's giving trail mix. That's what I'm
You
thinking of.
know
Like you
what?
pull out, like the peanuts, the M&Ms, you kind of got that
Mm-hmm.
crunch, but you still got to work on it a little bit. It's giving trail mix for me.
It's Target's Monster Trail Mix.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Um, based on look, again, looks really good. Texture was like we both agreed. It was crunchy at the top, but it had a soft bottom to it. So it wasn't bad. We had to work on it a little bit more in comparison to the other cookies as far as the chewing process goes. But I think the texture wasn't bad. I like the texture actually.
Yeah.
Go in the middle here.
It was almost fudgy to me, like the bottom with the softness and the peanut butter.
Mm-hmm. Nope, I see the oats.
Oats.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Textures coming together. I will say, as far as toppings are concerned, peanut butter definitely dominates.
Yeah.
Definitely overpowers all the other elements of this cookie to make it.
Yeah. I feel like I get the occasional like chocolate M&M or the occasional oat, but on the whole, that tastes like a peanut butter cookie, honestly.
Absolutely. Yep. That is a peanut butter chocolate chip cookie, if I do say so myself.
Yeah.
It wasn't bad. Um, I would give it a 6 out of 10.
Yeah.
I
I
like
would
peanut
agree.
butter. Yeah, I like peanut butter. Not the biggest peanut butter guy, but I do enjoy peanut butter. But when it comes down to all these elements, peanut butter is going to dominate just based on how much you put into the dough. And it's like this is the one that you spread. So it's spread all throughout the cookies. So for that, I give it a 6 out of 10. I think we both said 6.
Yeah, I concur. It's a 6 out of 10. It's
Oh yeah,
not bad, but there's better in this box.
yeah, exactly. Lemon poppy seed really set the tone, huh?
It really did. I keep thinking
Now,
about it.
now this is gonna be Ellie's segment on the pod. We have the Texas sheet cake. Ellie, do you mind telling the viewers at home what you should expect from the Texas sheet cake?
Do you want me to do that one, or do you want to do the cheesecake one?
You know what? Because they still want to know what it tastes like, right? Because I mean, I can't taste it, but maybe you can give them a little insight.
So let's see, just to give you a visual, a little bit of the other icing came on this, but this is what we're talking about.
Ooh, that's
It's
heavy.
very, like I told you, it's very dense. Like, just
Ooh,
for
that's heavy.
comparison, the lemon poppy seed is like pretty flat. I don't know if you can really tell,
Gosh.
but
Yeah.
this is like a meaty cookie.
That's a big difference.
And it smells, this is going to sound stupid because it smells like a bakery. Like, it smells like a chocolate cake. It's very much giving like chocolate molten lava cake, like we said. But we got the pecans in there. I don't know. I'm curious about this glaze. I think that's what makes it Texas, is the glaze is very hard.
Okay.
In comparison to the lemon that is kind of glazed over top very lightly, this is pretty thick. There's a lot of chocolate glaze and it's much thicker in comparison. So I'm expecting like, I don't know, I'm expecting it to be maybe more crumbly than some of the other ones. Let's go ahead and break it. Ooh, here we go.
See how much strength you got to use to that one.
Huh. It's like pretty.
Oh, wow. That is beautiful on the inside.
Yeah. It honestly looks like a brownie on the inside. So we'll see. We will see. Trying to avoid the pecans because, as we already talked about.
Yeah. Gotta avoid
I
the
can't
pecans
tell
as
if
much
there's
as
nuts
possible.
throughout. If there are, they're really hard to see. Let's just.
That'd be very disappointing.
Oh, wow.
Uh-oh. We might have one.
It really does. It tastes more like a cake, or that really does taste like Texas sheet cake. I've never had Texas sheet cake, but if this is it, it's good. It's not as fudgy. It's actually pretty light and airy, which is good. I'm perplexed. This is better than I expected. It's very rich though. Very, very rich, like dark chocolate. Wow. Okay. Another bite. Yeah, it's not overpowering. It kind of has more of like a punch with the aftertaste, if that makes any sense.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Like chewing on it, you're like, okay, light chocolate. You kind of got the crunch, I guess, of the glaze since it's so thick.
Mm-hmm.
And then the more I chew it and swallow it, there's a very strong chocolate aftertaste, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but very rich.
I see.
I'm like impressed because I had very low expectations.
Yeah, based on your list, I would be. I'm surprised this one is doing so well. I'm actually shocked.
Yeah,
Wow.
It's like the pecans are an instant turn off, but we're skipping over those because I refuse to eat them because I'm gonna be a snob. But yeah, I think the glaze is a little underwhelming, I will say, in comparison with the lemon poppy seed we already talked about. Like, it's very light and covers the whole cookie. This is kind of just covering most of the middle. And like I said, it's very thick, which kind of provides that bite and crunch, which is a much needed element. But yeah, it is very, very cakey. So, I don't know. I can't decide if I would do the same as the monster, if I would rate it a little higher. I think it has a slight edge on the monster cookie, just because the peanut butter of that one was so overpowering, whereas this was, I expected chocolate and that's what I got. So I would say like 6.5. It has a slight edge over the monster for me.
Okay. It was anticipated in a slight bit just based on how it looked. I am a big fan of fudge and like the cakey type of cookie. So the pecans really kind of for me, but a 6.5 is something that I would try. So that's not bad. Now that we got that out the way.
Got that out the way. That's supposed to be the bad one.
You know why we're really here. Ladies and gentlemen, the piece de resistance, the raspberry cheesecake.
It's now, so beautiful.
Beautiful. Oops.
It is literally, I don't really want to pick it up. I'm scared the jam is going to slide, but the color, the vibrancy, the crumble of like a pie crust almost on the outside. Like, does yours have kind of that crumbly element on the edges? It is divine.
You can just rip a little, you can just slide it right off.
Yeah.
This is
I would sweet talk this cookie in a bar. Like, first impressions, I would walk up to this cookie in a bar and I would try to lay on that Riz. Like, it is a beautiful cookie.
Is a rizzable cookie indeed. A deliciously decadent jamboree, including a buttery graham cracker cookie, smooth vanilla cheesecake frosting, which I thought was pretty interesting, and a dollop of fresh raspberry jam. So, name and description, it's living up to its name so far. Before we get into the taste, first impression, it's a really big cookie, but they have a lot on it. And like you said, there's a crumble on the side. It's a nice essence. It just comes right off.
Yeah.
It's gonna be it's a very smooth. You can tell it looks so fresh. This looks really good. It looks like it's gonna be great. I think the cheesecake frosting is gonna be a great compliment to the raspberry jam.
Yeah, it looks exactly like the crust of a cheesecake, like the crumble that's on the outside of it. Like, that's a really nice detail. It just looks like a miniature cheesecake, truly.
Yeah, the graham cracker crust. Yeah, this looks fantastic. And with that being said,
let's go for it. I gotta cut off. I was too busy just staring at how beautiful it is because the color, like, this is the most vibrant, visually appealing one out of the box. It's got that bright raspberry. Okay.
She's a beauty.
Now I have my piece. I'm ready.
Ready? Let's do it.
Let's go. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Wow.
Yep.
They've really outdone themselves this week. This is fantastic.
Oh yeah. Tastes just like, oh my gosh, tastes just like raspberry cheesecake.
Wow. That jam is so good.
That's the perfect compliment.
Wow.
That's really good. And the little raspberry seeds.
So good. Like the texture with the crumble on the outside and then the grit of the jam, like the little raspberry seeds, like you said, perfection.
My gosh. That is a good cookie.
That is a fine. Am I allowed to cuss on a podcast? This is a fine ass cookie.
Yeah, you can say words like that. That's nothing. That's in PG-13 movies.
We keep it PG-13 around here.
We do. There's a lot of people that may watch this pod that are very important people to me, and it's not a good look to be saying obscenities, especially on a cookie podcast. Why are you cussing out on a cookie pod? Come on now.
Apologies to anyone offended by me cussing on the cookie pod, but it's a fine cookie. I said it.
No, it is a fine ass cookie. That's I cannot disagree with you on that one. That is a beautiful cookie, and it lived up to the hype as far as its beauty. The texture was perfect. It tastes exactly.
Keep eating it while you talk about it.
You go for it. Texture is amazing. Like I said, it tastes exactly like the raspberry cheesecake that you can buy in any bakery. It is amazing. The topping is fantastic. It complements really well the vanilla cheesecake frosting as well as the raspberry. Those connect at a really great level of consistency. It's a great cookie. It gives you a bit of flavor in each bite. Two different flavors that don't overpower each other. They kind of just go simultaneously. It's a really good cookie.
Yeah.
Um,
I think the
before I give my rating.
tartness,
Yeah.
sorry, the tartness of the raspberry is
hmm
perfectly complemented with the sweetness of like the vanilla icing.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's the tart meets sweet, and it's a
Hmm.
great mix because sometimes tart and sweet don't really mix together depending on the fruit. And this fruit was a really great combination for this vanilla cheesecake frosting. Um, it gets a 9 out of 10 for me. What do you think?
Mm. This cookie would break the scale. It's like an 11 out of 10 for me. This is
Ooh,
my favorite. I like
better
it.
than the lemon poppy seed one?
Yeah, I think I like it more than the lemon poppy seed just because it has the tart with the sweet.
I see. I see.
And
That's
it's a
fair.
little bit thicker. Like it has the full on frosting instead of just a glaze. So that gives it like a slight edge.
Okay. Okay. So now Ellie and I have tried all of the cookies, so we're gonna go into our next segment, the all in all recommendations. Would you recommend this cookie to the people who haven't tried it at home? And what is the top flaw of the cookies for this week and the worst flaw as well? So,
Mm.
all in all, would you recommend these cookies to the people who haven't tasted them yet?
Oh, yeah. 100%. I think just the fact that everything we just reviewed in this box is above a 5 out of 10, you
Mhm.
should run, not walk to your nearest crumble and snag these up, especially the raspberry cheesecake and the lemon poppy seed.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
would say the downfall of the box is just the monster one purely because it's so overpowered with the peanut.
hmm
And if you're like me and Ed and you don't like nuts taking over everything, that Texas sheet cake might not be for you. Mine was pretty light on the pecans. I was able to avoid them. But that would be something that wasn't that exciting for me, at least as a taster. But everything else, solid.
Mm.
What are your
Yeah.
thoughts?
Um, I can agree with you on the recommendation. I think if you haven't tried it yet, I think it'd be a great experience for you to try it. A lot of people out there who eat crumble consistently, there's always like that weird mix of maybe this is a good cookie, and then there's a bunch of like eh. There's not a lot of eh this week. A lot of these cookies are very good. Oh yeah, by the way, we didn't try the classic pink sugar because no. But every other every other cookie.
That's a classic. Everyone knows that one.
Everybody knows that
She's
one. If you don't
old.
know that one, come on. Yeah, we got new people. So yes, I think that a lot of these cookies were very consistent with their taste, texture, and the description really did give it justice when you actually tasted it.
Yeah, and they
Um,
were very fitting for spring. Like it's
hmm
officially spring. I think today's actually like the first day of spring, like spring equinox,
hmm
whatever it is. So like the lemon poppy seed and the raspberry, very spring. You got like the tartness, the
Oh yeah.
brightness. I think that this is like a really solid box and a really good selection this week. Way to redeem yourself, Crumble.
Way to redeem yourself because last week you
Never give us
disappointed me.
mint ever again.
Oh my gosh. Way to end the what winter season with that one. Um, but I will say I will agree with you on the lowest bar for me was the monster. It's just a peanut butter cookie at the end of the day. The chocolate chips, the M&Ms to me were pretty non-existent. Even though they were packed all into the cookie, it was just very hard to kind of differentiate between the peanut butter flavor and everything else. And as well as the Texas sheet cake, if you're not a big fan of pecans, hopefully they don't overpower you with them on the top, but it is a good cookie if you decide to just take it off. If you're not a big pecan fan, if you don't have any allergies, obviously, it's not a bad cookie to go to. But definitely, raspberry cheesecake and lemon poppy seed kind of carried this week's crumble cookie
Yeah.
selection.
Last thing I'll say, I think Monster is just, it's pretty niche. Like, I feel like
hmm
the Monster cookie, very niche. Like you said, it's kind of just a peanut butter cookie. Um, Everything else I think is pretty fresh and exciting. Like lemon poppy seed, raspberry cheesecake. We keep coming back to those ones. That's our bread and butter this week.
Oh, absolutely.
But those, I feel like they're new, they're exciting, they're fresh. Monster, pretty niche. Texas sheet cake, you tried, it wasn't bad. And then what am I missing? The salted caramel toffee, that was good. Like that was at least like unique in some way. Because I've had just salted caramel, I've had just toffee. You put it together, it's still really good. So.
Yeah, I can agree with that. So just to close things out, Ellie, you can find Ellie on multiple things. She is also on Bro Sports Talk.
Heck yeah, you should tune in.
she's a co-host of Bro Sports Talks. I'm getting all of you on episodes lately. I had George and Ethan a couple episodes before. Now I have you now. I want to just thank you so much for coming on, because you have been a huge inspiration for me when it comes to getting this podcast out. We discussed this off record on an episode when we just finished, and we were just sitting down, chopping things up. And you really pushed me to be consistent with the planning of this podcast and getting this podcast off the ground as far as episodes. So thank you a ton. I was really happy to have you on. I'm glad we were able to get something done, because you have a very busy schedule. Where can these people find you? Would you mind an Instagram link in the description, or you're a little like, I don't know?
I'm okay with that. I'm private, so I might not add, but it would be Eleanor Anna with an underscore.
Yeah, and just in case you guys can keep up, that will be a link in the description, as well as the podcast she's co-hosting on. They have an episode coming out in about 2 weeks. So make sure you all tune into Bro Sports Talk, as well as the Crumble Guy podcast.
And just thank you to you. Yeah. I'm really proud of you for getting this off the ground. This has been a dream for a while, doing the cookie podcast. You've been talking about it. We've got it going. I'm so proud, excited to see where it all goes. I'm honored to be a part of it. And yeah, catch us on Bro Sports Talk.
Yeah. I'm glad that we got to do this. Again, this has been so much fun for me. I hope you enjoyed being on. I hope I can get you on again. Hopefully.
Absolutely.
Yeah, let's discuss that and getting you back on. Thank you all for listening. You can find the Crumble Guy podcast on Instagram, YouTube as well. We'll leave links in the description so you all can get in sync. Let us know what's going on. If you'd like to be a guest, that's also going to be linked in the description, where you can email the Crumble Guy podcast to get on, and we can talk some business there. Until next time, man. I'll see y'all later.